and welcome to the Flourishing Introvert Talks with me, Jo Rawbone. This is the podcast that celebrates the natural gifts of introverts so that we can flourish in all situations. Episode 184, When Introverts Get Intentional. This episode has again been inspired by my focus on becoming braver this August. Clearly, I've been talking about bravery a lot over the last few weeks, and it seems to have had a ripple effect. You see, I've noticed something curious, and you know how I love a bit of purposeful curiosity. A few people looked at the Becoming Braver sessions and decided not to join, and I'm completely fine with that. The things I offer are not for everyone, and maybe for a number of reasons. Some of those who looked but didn't join us went ahead and took themselves on their own becoming braver journey, which is to be applauded. More than that, they continue to share their own daily feats of bravery with me, and I absolutely love that. Sometimes what I offer serves as a nudge that gets people into action. They become intentional. So in this episode, I'm going to explore what being intentional really means before sharing some tips on how to become more intentional. For me, being intentional means that I'm making choices and decisions with a clear purpose or goal in mind. I'm not just doing things randomly or without thinking. It's about taking deliberate actions to achieve something or to have a specific impact. So it starts with really knowing what I want to achieve or how I want to be in my life, and then focusing my energy and attention in that direction. For example, if you're being intentional about getting through a to-do list, you're actively prioritizing and planning according to both urgency and importance, time blocking your calendar, and then staying focused. And the people who do that really reap the rewards. Clearly, I've been being intentional about being braver as opposed to playing too small. That has meant putting in place processes and structures that enable me to live into my bravery. Like what, you might say? Well, I started creating a list of actions that would make it more likely that I would be seen and heard by those who could help me broaden the reach of flourishing introverts. I won't go into all that I did, but suffice to say the results were very pleasing, even though the process was scary. But that's what intending to be braver is really all about. Now, there are huge debates in psychology and philosophy about the difference between intentions and intentionality, which I'm still trying to wrap my brain around. Frankly, I'm not sure I need to go down that rabbit hole here, but feel free to dive down there if you like. For now, I'm going to stick with being intentional, and becoming more intentional involves purposefully choosing and directing your actions, thoughts, and energies towards what truly matters to you. It's about being deliberate in your actions and decisions rather than simply reacting to external circumstances. For we introverts, becoming intentional can be transformative, allowing us to leverage our inherent qualities so we create a life that resonates with our true selves. And these all point to what it means to flourish. Here are some of the benefits of being intentional. I wonder which ones you would like to realise. Authenticity. By intentionally choosing activities, relationships, and pursuits that align with your values and interests, you create a life that reflects who you truly are. This authenticity can lead to increased self-esteem, self-acceptance, and self-worth. Meaningful connections. Introverts tend to value deep and meaningful connections over the superficial interactions. Being intentional allows introverts to invest their time and energy in relationships that matter most to them. Rather than spreading themselves thin across a wide network, and let's face it, most of us would rather stick pins in our eyes than do that, we can focus on cultivating a select few relationships that bring genuine joy and support. Personal growth. Being intentional encourages introspection, self-awareness, and personal growth. By intentionally seeking opportunities for learning, self-improvement, and skill development, we introverts can continually evolve and expand our horizons. Effective communication. Introverts, especially those who are not socially anxious or misanthropes, often excel in one-to-one conversations and written communication. By intentionally engaging in thoughtful conversations and expressing themselves with clarity and depth, introverts can make a significant impact on others and create lasting connections. And lastly, mindful living. Introverts can have an advantage in practicing mindfulness due to our tendency to be present and attuned to our surroundings. Intentional living encourages introverts to savour the moment, to cultivate gratitude, and to appreciate the simple pleasures in life. Frankly, all of those benefits are of interest to me, and I can also see how choosing to be intentional reduces some of the challenges I've often experienced. For example, my boundaries will be stronger and better defended if I'm focusing on meaningful connections. By preparing for upcoming meetings or social interactions that I intend to enjoy, my communication will almost inevitably improve. By putting myself in unfamiliar territory and consciously learning from my experience, I will be at my learning edge, which ultimately expands my comfort zone. See, these things are naturally symbiotic if I so choose. So what sets us up on the path to intentional living? Here are 10 practical steps that might help. Number 1, determine how you want your life to be. This might be explored by doing a visioning exercise and allowing yourself to dream a little. The idea is to get pretty granular so that you can see it, feel it, and imagine yourself there. Number 2, take time to identify your core values. What aspects of life are most important to you? Whether it's creativity, authenticity, compassion, or personal growth, knowing your values will guide your intentional choices. Number 3, define clear, achievable intentions that align with your values. These should encompass all areas of your life, such as relationships, career, personal development, and hobbies. These give your actions purpose and direction. Number 4, establish healthy boundaries to protect your energy. Intentionally communicate your needs to others and create a balance between social interactions and alone time. Check back on episode 120 for more on boundaries. Number 5, curate your personal and digital environments as they have a significant impact on your well-being. Intentionally organise your spaces to promote focus, creativity, and relaxation. Remember that lovely quote by Alexander Den Haya: "When a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower." Number 6, practice mindfulness, as our ability to be intentional thrives in a mindful state. Choose whatever works for you, whether it be mindful eating or walking, meditation, deep breathing, or journaling. These are all examples that will help you stay present and attuned to your intentions. Number 7, set aside time for regular self-reflection. Not that you probably need this reminder. Focus, though, is important here. Rather than overthinking and giving yourself a hard time, consider your recent choices, experiences, and interactions, and establish the extent to which they were aligned with your values and intentions. Then, adjust future choices as needed. Number 8, we know that society values extroverted traits, which can lead to pressure to conform. overcome this challenge by reminding yourself of the value and strengths of your introversion. Number 9, intentional choices might lead to rejection or criticism from others. Remember that living intentionally and authentically means not pleasing everyone, and it's about prioritizing your own well-being. You are the person you'll spend most time with in your life, so be okay with rejection. Number 10, remember we are capable of anything as long as we have sufficient charge in our mental, social and emotional batteries. So if there is something you want to do that's aligned with your values and life purpose, top up those batteries. Use one of my quick, brilliant battery boosters if it's something that's spontaneous. I'll make sure the link is in the show notes. So in conclusion, becoming intentional as an introvert is a journey towards self-discovery, authenticity and deeper connections. In this way, we introverts can leverage our unique strengths to create a life that resonates with our values and passions. This intentional approach allows us to lead a fulfilling and meaningful life. Remember, being an introvert is not a limitation. It's a powerful foundation upon which intentional and purposeful living can flourish. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, then please subscribe, rate us and leave a comment, because we know that helps other people find the podcast. And if other people find us, other introverts can flourish.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.